Thank you, everyone. Well, it's a little sad here. We've been canceled here at Late World. It's all right. I'd like to thank all my fans for their support, but I don't have time to make free phone calls. Cancel Behind the Music, you know? I mean, that thing's been on too long. Behind the Music. It's the same old story behind the music. This show should be called Drugs, Car Crash, Fat. My voice is a little hoarse, just bear with me. I like my voice like this, actually. It's nice. Because when your voice is like this, you can say any word or words, and it sounds sexy. Car wash. Cucumber. Scrotum gravy. Waffles. Ankle weights. You know, having your own show, guys, I tell you what, it gets you a lot of women. My girlfriend looks like Pink Floyd. About my show getting canceled. I've got big plans. I'm going to start my own reality show called Get a Job, Drunkie. There'll be no cameras, no other cast members, just me, a bed, and a bottle of bourbon. In your face, Ozzy. You know, I'd just like to take a moment to say that I appreciate it that you're still watching my program when you could be watching better shows like Blind Date. You ever seen Blind Date? I love that show. I'm addicted to Blind Date. I always wanted to be on Blind Date. But one of the problems with Blind Date is that you never really know who you're gonna end up with. Take a look. Hi. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Zach. USB. I'm Zach. Nice to meet you. I got these. I'm just gonna put these inside. Okay. The car's just right around the corner. Do you know how to read? For almost 10 years now. So what are you into? You know, sex-wise? What is the most interesting thing about you? I have narcolepsy. Oh, is that when you're stealing and you don't know you're stealing? No, that's kleptomania. Narcolepsy is when you just... Thank you. I feel it on fire. I feel it on fire. That's Marine stiff arm right there. You can do that. Or you can do cop. Stiff arm. Cop. See? Not that big of a deal. I'm gonna have the grilled chicken, please. Mixed green salad, please. For the gentleman, a baby mixed green salad, and your best champagne, please. Thank you. I'm really sorry about the gun range thing. I just wanted to get the date going a little bit, and I thought that you weren't having that great of a time. Waiter? And then the farmer said, "That's not a cow, that's my life." I like the fact that you drink a lot. It's gonna make it so much easier for me. So, what do you say we take this party up a few notches? Yeah, notch it up. Let's do it. on, buddy? Hey, boys. Hey, baby. Hey. You hey. How much? It's about 25 bucks. It says it's 25 bucks. I want to kiss you. Oh, you're sweet. Hop in. Let's party. Hey, baby. Party. This is gonna be real nice. Waiter. Thanks, everybody. Welcome to Late World. This is the last week of the show. Yeah, we get that. You know, that's a little harsh. You know, do we have something maybe a little bit euphemistic? You know, don't be sad. Be angry, because I'm thinking to myself, WWGAD. What would Jennifer Aniston do? Tonight's the night for anger. Last night was denial, tonight is anger. Tomorrow's bargaining, and then Thursday's acceptance. But don't be angry at me, because I have a great show for you tonight. From the hit show, Alias, Bradley Cooper is here. And to perform for us, a band called Cake. Don't change the channel! If you ask me, my next guest alias is Hunk. Please welcome Bradley Cooper, everybody. Alias Hunk. Great joke, boy. Great joke. Thank you, Bradley, for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Zach.
Alias is such a big hit. You started in New York, struggling.
I did.
Did you ever imagine that you'd be on my show that's been canceled?
This guy is so incompetent.
No.
How did you start? You started in New York, right?
I did. I started out in New York, sort of moved there because I wanted to just pursue acting, and I wanted to go to school for it. So I was doing like a master's degree program there, and
NYU?
at the Actors Studio at the New School.
Okay, not as good as NYU. Keep
Not.
Looks like I'm gonna have to carry the rest of this interview myself.
No, it's not as good. You're right.
This is going great. This guy loves me. He really does. He really, really, really does. So tell us about that. I like to hear about I like to hear about their struggling days.
I struggled, man.
How so?
Well, I was a doorman. And like my first night there, right? My first night, I was so excited because you had to, it was such like this minimalistic hotel, and there were like these beautiful candles, and they're like, you know, like there's the guy that's been working there a while. He's like, I'm gonna give you a little tip. He's like, you know, keep a pack of matches in your pocket because when the door opens, you know, it goes out, and then if the manager's walking by, you want to make sure the candles are lit. I'm like, oh, thanks, dude, no problem. The candles go out like every second.
Right.
Like every time the door opens. Like the first hour, I'm like, got the thing, and I'm like, oh, I got that. And I'm like, hey, I'm like trying to take the guy's bag out, and I'm like, just hold on one second. I'm like, lighting the candles, and I'm like dropping the matches.
So you're doing that for like 8 hours or
Like,
something like
yeah, till like 8 in the morning. And crazy stuff.
Well, it's good if someone farted.
A fart joke? You know, somehow I'm not surprised.
That was a great fart joke. You were hosting a show called Extreme Treks. What was that
In a
on?
Wild World. What was it on?
Yeah, what was it on? Like,
What was on the Travel Channel.
Uh-huh.
And it was Travel Channel.
that Travel Channel.
I know what a whale's breath is like.
How so? Because when you
Yeah.
mean treks, you mean like traveling. You mean like backpacking, that kind of
I
trek.
mean like crazy, like, you know, sleep in a tent for 3 weeks, dig a hole, bring a shovel.
How do you know what a whale's breath smells like?
I was sea kayaking in British Columbia.
Let's make this interview more exciting. Why don't you insult me, then dry hump my belt buckle?
Okay, why not?
And and the whole and I've never done anything. Like I grew up in like kind of a suburb of Philadelphia, and I like faked my way onto the show, basically, probably like how you did this thing, and like, what? Well, that was wrong. That was come here. Good point. Is that weird? Is that weird? Is that weird?
That was the funniest dry hump ever done, Bradley.
Should not be canceled. Should not be canceled.
Yeah, well, stuff like that. So anyway, this Trek thing, like you can beat what you just did. This Trek show. Let's talk about it.
I'm lost.
Just keep going. Who cares? Who gives a shit? The show's canceled.
The show was
Doesn't really matter. Yeah.
it was like basically.
So, well, what else do you want to talk about? Okay. All right. How'd you get the job on Alias? How'd you get it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, great. Okay. Who cares? Hey, let's talk about whales.
Oh, so we were sea kayaking with orca whales. That was sort of the project, and we were there for like 4 days. And we didn't see any whales. I was like, dude, we do not have a show here. Because like basically it was like, all right, now I'm gonna go out. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's when they come. And then you got to me like sea kayaking in kelp. Because when you're at sea kayak, the water's here. So you're like in the water, and like this whale was literally like where you were. It went. And I was sorry, and I was like, oh my god! And it was like, oh, and then all of a sudden, it was the worst smell. Like, and like it was like my, like Indiana Jones when the faces melt. That was just like,
right.
I was so happy we saw it. I was like calling the camera like, hey, it's that. Oh my god! It was like, and the smell, and then the guy's like, yeah, the fish are in there for like 3 weeks. And I was like, right.
Just rotting.
Yeah, just rotting. Yeah.
Well, listen, I would like to thank Bradley Cooper for stopping by. By the way, I want to just do a little plug.
Okay.
Bradley's, and I want to keep this in it. Bradley's in a very, very good movie called Wet Hot American Summer.
Great movie.
That is so funny. He's also in Alias, which is on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on ABC. Thanks. It was fun hanging out with Mr. Cooper.
Thanks.
Another great voiceover skit in the can. Thank you, Bradley Cooper. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Get it? Hanging with Mr.
I got
Cooper.
it.
A fart joke. Somehow I'm not surprised.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. It's writing like that got us canceled. Coming up, a delicious serving of cake. Stick around. From their album Comfort Eagle, Cake.
sees a joke. He says, now do you believe in the one big song? He's now accepting callers who would like to sing along. He says, do you believe in the one true edge? By fastening your safety belts and stepping across the ledge. He is handling the money. He's serving the food. He knows about your party. He was calling you. Do you believe in the one big sign? The double wide shine on the blue hills of your prime. There's no need to ask directions if you ever lose your way. We're behind you, and let us please remind you, we can't send a car to find you if you ever lose your way. We are building a religion. We are building it bigger. We are now accepting callers. Vote is beautiful, beautiful. Pendant keychains. All right.
Fantastic. Cake, everybody! Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Cake. Thanks, everybody. I'd also like to thank Bradley Cooper. Tomorrow night, comedian Andy Kindler will be here, and also Rhett Miller of the Old 97s and producer superstar John Bryan. They both will perform for us. I'm very excited about that. So, midnight draws near. Well, not midnight. I mean the symbolic one. You know, like I'm almost out of time. God, there's so many things that I didn't get to do. Like the show where I was going to dress up like a cowboy and then try to date a Jewish girl. Or the one where my piano would be in California, but the piano bench would be in Mexico. And the one where we're going to all break into City Hall and unleash the diarrhea machine. So nice going, VH1. Way to deprive our culture. Maybe I'll be able to forgive you one day, but the curators at the Smithsonian will not. Good riddance, VH1. Good night, America.
I want a girl with a mind like a diamond. I want a girl who knows what's best. I want a girl with shoes that cut and eyes that burn like cigarettes. I want a girl with the right allocation, who is fast and thorough and sharp as a tack. She's playing with her jewelry, she's putting up her hair. She is touring the vicinity and picking up slack. I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket.